Hey, what's up guys? This is Enzio back here today, and I know it's been a long time. I'm really sorry. I just got caught up with school, and I think now's the right time to start recording again. So, hopefully from now on there'll be regular videos. And yep, and today I'll be bringing you an updated version of my Star Dragon World deck, which you last saw quite a while ago, and I did say it was a work in progress deck, and I've kept to that promise and upgraded the deck. So basically, it now has support from the all-new set, the Climax Booster, including a new Secret Set and new Dragon Force, of course, and I'm really excited to bring this deck profile to you guys. It has changed quite a bit, so let's just get straight into the deck profile. Now, the size 2s haven't changed a lot. I still run 3 of my Buddy Future Gazer Jackknife. So this is what he does. Double rare from DBT03. So still 3 of him. If you like the full in-depth deck profile, please check out my other video, the original deck profile of this, and you'll get to see really an in-depth video. Just showing the upgrades for this video, not really showing the abilities and such. Next, I play 2 copies of the all-new card, Full Liberate Jackknife. So I only have 1 copy at the moment, my other copy hasn't arrived yet, but I am playing 2. So basically what he does is, hold on, let me get it to focus. Pay 1 gauge and put a top card deck into the soul. Counteract, during your turn you may put a soul from this card to your drop zone. If you do, stand this card. 6/2/5, once per turn ability. So basically, he's really good if you pair him with things such as Radiant Armor, which gives him double attack, and then triple attack if you discard souls. So that is really a powerful ability. Next, I play 2 copies of Star Dragon or Jackknife. He's becoming a bit more useless. Not really useless, but just less useful than he used to be. I do actually plan to add 4 of this instead of just 2. Maybe even making my buddy, I'm not sure. But for now, testing it out a bit, playing 2 Star Dragon or Jackknife. So that's what he does. And lastly, same old 3 copies of Star Guardian Jackknife. Still a really amazing card. And yep. Alright, moving on to the size 1s, which haven't changed at all. Still 3 copies of V Gradation Quantum Ruler. And then 2 copies of Star Guardian Jackknife SD. I'm planning to switch him out for 2 copies of Astro Beacon, which is the new card from the Climax Booster. We'll see about that. 3 copies of Star Dragon or Luminous Blue. Still a fantastic card for pumping soul. So still gonna run him. Really strong size 1 lineup right now. I just feel like switching SD out for Astro Beacon because I feel like SD doesn't really serve his purpose anymore. He's still a really good card for getting extra soul, but now that you are trying to play on the offensive with the new Dragon Force, I think it's not really a good idea to play him anymore. Feel free to share your opinions in the comments, of course. I'm glad to see there's a lot of positive feedback for my deck profiles. So yeah, continue to give that support. Thanks a lot, guys. Not much has changed with the Dragon Arms. I still play 2 copies of Jack Orange Galaxian. Basically gives a crit to your Jackknife, and then gives an extra ability to the Impact Monster, which makes the attack unnullifiable. So really good. And next I play 1 copy of Sonic Blast. Still a really good card for destruction. A new face in the deck. 2 copies of Dragon Arms Radiant Scudo. Extra nullify in this deck. He is absolutely fantastic. Basically his skill is Devotion Wall, counteract. During attack on your opponent's turn, you may pay 1 gauge and put this card from the soul of a Neo Dragon into the drop zone if you do nullify the attack. So basically, let's say for example this is Jackknife, this card's in the soul, you pay 1 gauge and you nullify the attack, because the new Dragon Arms requires the center to be open. So basically if he's in the soul, it's a nullify. Really good. And even, which something that makes his skill even better, his second skill if this card's in the soul of a card with Jackknife in its card name, the amount of gauge needed to pay for devotion was reduced by 1. So basically it's a free nullify, which is crazy. It's really, really good, honestly. I find myself using him a lot. He saved my ass quite a few times. Not only because I play little nullifies in this deck, it's because you, like I said, you have an open center. So it's really important to have as much defense as you can and get all the pluses of Dragon Arms still. 1 copy of Igniter gives a crit to your Jackknife. Pretty self-explanatory. Another new boy, it's Dragon Arms Roadworker. If this card's in the soul of a new dragon, pay 1 gauge. If you do, destroy a size less monster on your opponent's field once per turn. Very, very good. Get rid of all those annoying size ones. Basically, when they call them or attack with them, just use his ability to get rid of them. I play 1 copy of Dragon Arms Divisigator. I feel like Divisigator, it has to go. I'm planning to add the new Dragon Arms in, the one that reduces the damage to 0, part of the secret set. But for now, he's staying in. Basically, gives 2k defense to your Jackknife. New Dragon, sorry. Pretty okay card. He, like I've been mentioning quite a few times in this video, the deck has become really offensive. So playing this card kind of sort of restricts your plays. So there's obviously better options like the Dragon Arms I just mentioned, the part of the secret set. So I will definitely look into other options. It's once again a work in progress deck. Dragon Arms Radiant Alma. So really, really useful for your full Liberate Jackknife. If you're 6 life or less during your main phase and it's the soul of a new dragon, pay 1 gauge. If you do, the new dragon gets double attack. Really, really good. Puts quite a lot of pressure into your opponent. 1 copy of Transporter. So basically Transporter, if it's in the soul of a new dragon, when a new dragon attacks, you put a soul from a card on your opponent's field to the drop zone. Really, really good because helps with soul-based decks. Basically a mirror match helper. Some decks like do a Jaeger, or decks that like to tank the center. Maybe Gojin Maru or something like that. This card's really helpful. It's free destroy, so to speak, because you're putting a soul into the drop zone. So yeah, pretty good. 1 copy of Garble Anchor, the so-called Broken Dragon Arms. Really, really good. 1 copy of Logisticker. This card is amazing in this deck. Basically gives a crit to your item. So, if you use it with the old Dragon Force, it becomes a 2 crit quadruple attack. That's up to 8 damage a turn. And 4 crit for the new Dragon Force. So, it's really, really good. And lastly, for the Dragon Arms, 1 copy of Dragon Arms Castanetter, the new promo. If you're in Singapore, this card comes along with the Coco comic, so be sure to check that comic out and you can get a copy of this amazing Dragon Arms. Basically, when it's put into the soul, you pay a gauge and choose a monster in your opponent's field and it cannot stand. So, it's pretty crazy, restricting your opponent's units. Really, really good. It's another way to up your defense a bit for the following turn. Alright, moving on to the spells, which have increased a lot since the last time. I play 4 copies of Sonic Move. Basically, if you don't have a monster in the center and it's an attack on your opponent's turn, nullify the attack. Really good. And then next, I play 2 copies of Earth Barrier. So if you're being attacked, nullify the attack and you gain a life. 2 copies of Proto Barrier. If you're being attacked, nullify the attack and put a top card next to the gauge. 3 copies of Starjack Repair. So basically, top carding into the gauge and then put a card from the drop zone into the soul if you have a Jackknife from the field. And now for a new spell, 3 copies of Dragoner's Beat. Dragoner's Beat, if you have a Jackknife, if your buddy is a new dragon and has Jackknife in his name, pay 1 gauge, choose and use one of the following 2. You may only cast Dragoner's Beat once per turn. Pay 1 life. If you do, search your deck for 1 item, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. Search for your Dragon Force, obviously. And you can use another skill, which is for this turn, an item field gains plus 2k and a crit. That is crazy. Imagine you have something along the lines of 3 Dragoner's Beat in your hand. That's pretty crazy. I don't think that will ever happen, but if it does happen, your opponent is pretty screwed. Next, I played 2 copies for the items of Star Magnum Dragnapulse. So, Dragnapulse, 5k attack to critical, pay 1 gauge and 1 life. When this card deals damage to your opponent, charge a gauge, basically Dragon Knuckle for Star Dragon World. And at a battle, discard attack, discard a card, and draw a card. So, helps you fix your hand. Really good before you go into a Dragon Force, so, yep. Next for the items, I played 2 of one of the most amazing cards that's ever come out for Star Dragon World. Dragon Force Style of Justice. The all new Dragon Force from the secret set in the Climax booster. 6,000 attack and 3 critical. Release condition, you have a new dragon with Jackknife in his name. And 2 or more Dragon Arms in his soul on your field. Pay 2 gauge. This card on your field cannot be destroyed, nor returned to hand, and its ability cannot be nullified. So basically, once it's equipped, it cannot be touched. And during the attack phase, all monsters in your opponent's field cannot move. Then if you have a Neo Dragon on your field and no monster in your center, nullify all abilities of monsters in your opponent's field. Soul Guard, gone. And basically any ability. And it's during the attack phase, which means not only during your attack phase, but during your opponent's attack phase as well. So basically things like Shadow Dive, even though that's pretty redundant because you don't have a monster in the center, but your opponent can't use Shadow Dive, double attack, triple attack, quadruple attack. They can't use anything, anything at all, as long as it's during the battle phase. So that is a crazy ability. Really just restricts your opponent a lot. Pretty sad in the mirror matchup, but this card is really a blessing to Star Dragon World. Thank you, Bushiroad. And lastly, 2 copies of the original Dragon Force. 6 life or less, you have a monster with Jackknife in his card name in your field for the release condition, pay 2 gauge, equip cost, and basically it cannot be touched, and quadruple attack. That's it for the items, and of course the impact monster stays the same. 4 copies of Jackknife Galactical Punisher. This is what it does. It's the ultimate finisher for this deck. So that's my updated deck profile for my Star Dragon World deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Been spending a lot of money on Buddyfight lately, so another update won't come for a while. I'll try and touch on Vanguard a bit, and maybe get a few more Buddyfight deck profiles out if I can. And if you guys have any tips or anything, what I should run and what I should not run, please do let me know. And if you guys haven't used my build, please let me know how it turned out. And thanks for watching, guys. Keep it cool. Subscribe, tell your friends, and I'll see you next time. Peace.